Hey fellow ServiceNow devotees, get ready to embark on a journey through the fascinating realm of ServiceNow with none other than the service docs themselves. I'm James Downs.
And I'm Russ here. Whether you're new to ServiceNow, pre-Aspen veteran, or just a curious soul, we're here to bring you ServiceNow curiosities, exhilarating interviews, and don't forget the infamous A to Z game.
But mostly, it's about the random ramblings of two middle-aged guys with a funny story to tell, right?
Yeah, true. The ducks are ready, the mics are on, and we can't wait to have you join us. Let's dive in.
Hello and welcome back to the Service Ducks podcast. We're joined by myself and Russ, as always. Welcome back. Someone's been on holiday. In fact,
I think you have
been
as well.
on holiday really last few weeks.
Hang on. Let me sort out my mic. Is my mic echoey? Can you hear me over here?
No, I'm not hearing any echo at all.
Oh, right. Okay. There you go. It switched mode when I turned it on. Talk to me, Goose. Top Gun.
That's it.
Yes, no, I've been on holiday. I've got loads to tell you, actually. But this episode, just before we get cracking on our usual bump and fluff, not bum fluff, but edit that. We're going to be talking about Xanadu.
Yep. I'm not going to start singing the song. In fact,
I was going to say, does that not make you want to sing the song?
Do you know what? I was one of the very few that didn't even know the song.
God.
Showing my age or whatever, or people keep mentioning Olivia Newton-John and this song. I was like, I literally had to YouTube it.
Yeah, get your roller boots out, skate around, sparkly lights, disco balls. But yeah, so we're going to talk a bit about that. Hands up, I have to admit, other than the name, and I know it's available on PDI, so go and get your versions. They're free. I haven't played.
You haven't had
I haven't seen anything. No, I've been a bit naughty. I've been off LinkedIn quite a bit. I haven't really been seeing what's going on in the community. A bit naughty, really. I think it's because it's summer holidays, isn't it? Summer holidays. Kids are at home. Whether you do take time off work or not, for me, it's like a mental download, right? You know what I mean? You just kind of step off the gas a little bit over the summer holidays.
Yeah,
and the weather's been all right as well.
I completely agree. It's still quite fairly fresh, I'd say. I think it was only in the last week or so, really, that we started to hear more about Xanadu and what's in there. So I've managed to catch up a little bit with the highlights, but same as you, I've not really had a chance to really get into the nitty gritty and start to look at it on a PDI, see what's different. I hear there's a few updates that are interesting around Now Assist, but I'm sure we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Once
I'm
we've
hoping
heard...
you've got some content to talk about.
Yeah.
Have they done any? Again, I haven't been on LinkedIn, but it's usually Lauren that posts like a schedule of what the dev advocates are doing in terms of webinars and YouTubes and podcasts. I'm assuming that schedule's there and they're doing stuff, right? People are doing things on it.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem that there's a slightly different look and feel to the, you know how they usually do like a Tech Now episode covering kind of the highlights. There's definitely a shift in the way they're delivering that kind of content in a good way as well. We've seen a lot more. So you remember in the past how it was kind of like a PowerPoint deck, wasn't it? And here's a screenshot of what it kind of looked like. They go into more demos now. So kind of pre-recorded demos. It seemed to go a lot more smoothly.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely a lot more watchable, I'd say, which is good.
Nice. Just do me a favor. Can you turn up your mic slightly? I can't hear you. Well, hang on. I could just turn my volume up. Yeah, I could. Let me just do that.
Yeah. It seems to be fine.
You what?
Seems to be fine, mine end.
Yeah, no, it's good now. It's only because if I have like both ears on my headset, I can't hear myself talk. Yeah. And it feels weird. I don't like it. So I have to kind of, it's like I'm in the studio singing a song. I've got to have one ear out. I don't know why they do that. Well, I kind of do now. That's why I'm doing it. Yeah. Anyway, before we get into all that kind of nonsense, what have you been up to? I can see that have the medals moved now. Have we moved medals? Look.
Yeah. Have you seen this before? I can't remember if you have.
I haven't, I don't think.
No. Yeah. So I dig down. I had like a drawer just full of all these medals and the little bibs, the bib numbers.
Yeah, the numbers.
And I always refuse to just like get rid of them. The bibs, especially.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get ripped. Sometimes they're just folded and you put them away or whatever. But I intentionally kept them, and they were just at the bottom of a drawer. And I thought I'd do something with it. I think I'd try and as an extra motivation piece for myself to look at, I want to add to it now. If you know what I mean. If I'm putting this in front of me, I want to do more and more events now. So
get them done.
Looks all right.
Get them done. Yeah, you've seen mine. I've got mine over there. My daughter did mine. I'm thinking about having a move around in the office, because I sit here in a corner and all my stuff's over there, but I'm thinking I could get a bigger desk. Let me talk to you. Let me tell you, James. I've got a few things to update you with, but this is relevant. So my daughter is going to secondary school at the end of whatever month it is, August. And if anyone's got any kids going to secondary school, it's kind of a big thing, right? It feels bigger now as a parent as it did when I was a kid. I don't remember being anxious about going to secondary school. I probably was, but I don't remember that transition. But it's a lot different as a parent, right? So we've decided, well, I'll decorate your room. I'll sort your room out because she's got cuddly toys everywhere, which is great, and she loves them. But I've always said, I'll sort your room out so you've got a proper desk space, sort you out. So she hasn't got a laptop or a monitor yet. We'll sort her out with one of those. That's next story to tell. Bought myself a new toy. So selfishly bought myself a new toy, a Mac Air, right? It all links in, by the way. I've done that purely so I can give my daughter my old laptop.
Yeah.
Right? Come on, I want to get the best toy out of this.
Yeah.
So I've turned into an Apple fanboy, it seems, because I got a Mac Pro, what is it? Mac Mini in November last year. Needed something to be out of the office with, and I thought, well, if I upgrade, I can give my daughter my other one. Anyway, that's monitor and laptop sorted for her, but the rest I've got to sort out a room. We've spoke about IKEA before, haven't we? I know we have, because you talked about your love of Swedish balls. Went to IKEA Wednesday. We lasted 45 minutes. 45 minutes it lasted before I went, no, we're going home. I've had enough. I couldn't deal with it. Oh,
what, in terms of just crowds or just...
No, there was no one there. Have you ever... Imagine what your kids are like now, right? But when they get a bit older, kind of pre-teens, so what do they call them? Teenagers or whatever. And the attitude you get off them, and the arguments and discussions we had around a desk, right? It got to the point where it had gone on, and I was like, nah, we're going home. Let's reset and we'll do another time of this. And it's the most depressing thing in the world. If you've not been to IKEA, let me paint the picture. This shop has got like arrows that you must follow. If you deviate from the arrows, you're stuck in this maze for hours and you can't get out.
Constantly.
And normally if you go to a shop, let's pick a shop, I don't know, Co-op or insert shop from your country here, right? And you want to storm out because you're in a bad mood. You kind of storm out, get to the door and open, out you go. In IKEA, storming out lasts about half an hour. You literally storm out.
Trying to use the cut-throughs, and then you go like, oh, damn it, I'm back in the kitchen area.
Yeah. You're running around, walking around in circles, getting more and more irritated. But anyway, that was our IKEA visit. I can't remember the point. The point was, I had been to IKEA. I just thought it was a funny tale to tell while I'm sorting out my daughter's room. Another thing to tell you, you'll like this one, but you won't be able to see them.
Okay.
I went on Sunday for a contact lens appointment.
Oh, right.
I don't know whether I told you this, but I decided.
Have you ever worn lenses?
No.
Or... I don't. Yeah.
No, I've had nerds since I was like 17, 18. I had about 5-year period where I didn't wear them, and then been an avid glasses wearer ever since. But lately, I thought, I wonder what contacts are like. And I've never done them before because the amount of appointments you have to do like 3-hour-long appointments where they just talk at you. And it sounds pathetic, but giving up the time to keep going back to then I've just never bothered. This time I've stuck it out. My reason being is when you're running, if you wear glasses, when you're running or exercising, doing that constantly gets annoying.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing a half marathon, you're constantly pushing your glasses up. It's really annoying. So I'm going to try them out for exercise, for running and gym and stuff. It's not nice getting them in and out, mate.
Yeah.
It's not nice. Poking with your eyes. And,
exactly.
It's not good.
Putting dirt in your eye. And...
But yeah, so I got a trial sesh. I wore them. So I had a race on Wednesday, the last in the 3 race series I was doing, local one.
Oh, yeah.
So I wore them for that. They're all right. Race itself was a bit... I was... How quick? 3 minutes quicker on the previous month. So June, I did it in 49. July I did it in 53. This month I did it in 50. So I dropped a minute from June, but 3 minutes quicker than the previous. So
yeah, still decent.
I guess I'm happy with that, I suppose. So of course I'm now on the hunt for new shoes.
More shoes.
More shoes. Why not? Why not?
I keep watching these like ultra marathons and stuff. There's a guy I follow. I think it's called Film My Run. I think it is.
Yes.
Yeah, and Stephen from there, he did the Cape Wrath Ultra, which is obviously it sounds like it's in Scotland, and it is in Scotland. So on like the west coast of Scotland, it's like an 8-day thing where you're running like, I don't know, 30 miles, 40 miles a day, and obviously there's certain cut-off points and stuff, but then you're having to like stay in a tent and then early next day, and amazing views, and you know, I can see that being that really rewarding. But I don't know. I think I'd be dead after a day. I just wouldn't go out for a run if my legs were aching.
You would. Why don't you just sign up and do one? Because so I did a marathon for the first time this year, and it's hard. But I think the difference between a marathon and ultra marathon, I don't think I'd be bothered by time at all, right? I'd be quite happy to walk not most of it, but quite a lot.
Like knock-off times where it's like, you know, if you're too late going into, you know, each of these, because you get like aid stations as well, don't you? Like every so many miles as well, and it's okay to walk in some examples.
It is. It's okay to walk. You can eat on the move as well. Yeah. It's like not in a marathon where you kind of almost got what you've got apart from the aid stations. But yeah, you're right. Ultra marathons, you can stop. You can have a full-on meal. Probably have a bit of a sit down for a bit and then go again. So I don't know why you just don't do it. Just do it. You just said you want to do more. Be inspired. Do one.
I don't know. More 10Ks. I don't know.
More 10Ks. I got to be honest. I do like a 10K.
Yeah.
I've got one at Kew Gardens again.
Oh, you're doing Kew again? Nice.
Yeah, it's lovely. I do love Kew.
I need to start booking some in. Do you remember that half marathon I booked in Hillsborough?
Yes.
In Sheffield. Yeah, that didn't happen, obviously.
Yeah, why didn't you do it? Just not ready.
Well, we all had a stomach bug.
Yeah.
And that
probably not a good idea.
Probably 2 to 3 weeks of having a stomach bug, which was just awful.
Yeah. Probably wasn't a good idea then. Probably wasn't a good idea.
Anywhere near ready for fitness anyway. I know you can somewhat rock up and do bit if you're not worried about time.
You can get through it if you're not worried about time. I'm not sure. I've got another. Go on.
I'm not sure I'd enjoy it doing that. I'd rather try and get my PB each time. Like, you know, I've got 2.5 hours PB for half marathon. I'd rather try and beat that.
This is it. So I've got another half in October, and I'm going for a time, and I don't feel ready for it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I might just go and enjoy it. And I'm like, no, I just won't do that though, will I?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just won't go and enjoy it. It's like this one I did on Wednesday. I went, I'm just going to go and enjoy it. And I ended up running to the limit and really hurt. Absolute pain.
Yeah.
You what?
We do it to ourselves, don't we?
Yeah. Well,
I might need to look at some carbon plated shoes though, you know.
Do it.
I've still got the Nova Blasts. That's what I use for all running, training, races, whatever.
Why don't you do it? Why don't you set yourself a goal? Why don't you say, look, if I do it in X time, then I'll buy some carbons.
Yeah. You
do that. Do some motivation. That's what I said. I said I was going to buy some different carbons when I hit a certain time, and I haven't, but I'm still going to buy them anyway.
Yeah.
Because my other ones are wrecked. They're wrecked. I did do a lovely, so nice. So on Sunday I did 22k. So that's just 1k over a half marathon, but I ran down the canal towpath.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all down to Woking and back. Oh, it's lovely. Just sun was out, only a few dog walkers, you know what I mean? Just people moseying. No, it's just nice. Just nice scenery. And it's nice and flat.
Yeah. I managed to get my eldest to do a park run. I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. So I'm not sure she wants to do one again.
Was it the big one? Was it the 5?
Yeah, it was the 5. She has done the kiddie one, the 2K one, a couple of times, and it's fine. And I think she wants to go back to try and do that again. I think just because we did a little bit of training together. We did a few K here and there, but then I went straight into the 5K with her, and she managed it in like 45 minutes or something.
Was it? How were you on it? Were you keep up, or were you encouraging, or was that you started off being encouraging and nicey nice, and then you got to the point where you're like, what are you doing? Keep running.
It was like any excuse as well. It's like, oh, there's a rabbit seen down there or something. It's like, no, why are you stopping? There's no reason for you to be stopping right now.
Yeah.
But I tried to be motivating, and I don't know. Kids only have so much,
they do
motivation for that sort of thing.
The thing with kids, though, because I've done it, not the big ones, just the kiddie ones with my kids.
Yeah.
And the thing with kids is they want to run quick all the time.
Yeah.
They don't know the concept of slow down.
Yeah.
They haven't got that
pace.
Low gear. It's just as quick as they can. And you're like, just slow down, and then you can keep moving. Otherwise, you're just going to stand and walk. But I don't know. What else have you been to? Actually, you did ask me, didn't you? You said I've been on holiday. I did.
Yeah, Hollybobs. Tell us about your holiday.
So tell you where that is, and then we can. Oh God, we're quite far in. Let me tell you about a holiday. We haven't spoke for ages.
I know.
Yes, we went to Rhodes, all-inclusive family jobby. That was good. It was good. We had, what did we have? We went for a swim-up room this time. Never done one before. That was a game changer. Absolute game changer. It was just so easy in the morning and in the evening when you're getting ready. Kids playing the pool. But it was kind of like a private. We didn't intend it to be this, but it was like a private section, a private pool. And then you had the bigger pools. And in the bigger one, there was a swim-up bar. I've never been to a swim-up bar before either.
Yeah,
that was brilliant. Opened at 10 o'clock. You're there 10 o'clock. I'll have a beer. Yeah. I'll have a gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Bit guilty. I did get in trouble though. The wife was like, "You'll be leathered by 12." I was like, "Yes, I might. I might actually be leathered by 12." I know, very odd. No, it was good though. It was good.
Did you stay in the complex, or was there any excursions that you did around?
We went to Rhodes Old Town.
Oh yeah.
If you've never been, it's quite historic. It's all about kind of Knights Templar and Knights hospitality and stuff. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, me too.
But it's just full of touristy knick-knacky shops and bars and stuff. Man. So anyway, last time I went to Rhodes was about 12 years ago. And I remember we sat in this particular restaurant and had a beer, right? Have you ever seen these beers that you get in boots? They're glass boots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. So I had one of them. So I was like, I've got to have one of those. So we went to Rhodes Old Town, had something to eat, went to a bar, said, I have to have. This is one thing I want, is a big beer boot. Probably about 3 pints in it. I didn't quite realise how big it was. I'm not intimidated by that. But but the bill, I think I had one of those. My wife had a cocktail. Kids had like mocktails or whatever. Yeah. That'll be €50, please. I was like, Jesus. €50.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me really.
Well, no, to be fair, we were right in the centre. So, like the worst possible touristy place. Yeah. The worst possible place where the bars are going to rinse the tourists, right? All the cruise ships. Charged us high price. They never gave you a menu and obviously just made up the price based on what you look like, right? It is what it is. When you go
tourists, I know in Spain and the Spanish islands they were not exactly hospitable. They were fine.
Absolutely fine. No problem at all. In fact, the one thing I've got to say is Rhodes, obviously Greek island, they are such lovely people. Everyone there that we met were just smiley, couldn't be more helpful. Yeah, no, in that respect, it was really good. Really good. I'd say the hotel we went to, I'd say the food and the cleanliness of it was better in Turkey when we went to the Turkish one a couple of years ago. But other than that, no, it was good. It was good fun.
Yeah. Is that in the same chain of the ones you showed me before? Like was it called Holiday Village or something like that?
Yes, that was a holiday village in Rhodes. Yeah, we haven't been to a holiday village before, but it's very orientated for kids.
Yeah.
But I think what we've discovered is the kids just want a floaty and a pool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was slides and other activities, but they're not really that bothered. They just want to muck about in the pool, throw a ball and play on floaties.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we'll change tack next time.
Did they have any sneaky, like, how they run like competitions and stuff, like for kids and adults? The one that I went to in Mallorca, they did like rifle shooting, which was pretty cool. And then you get the little certificate at the end of it when they do the clubs at the end.
My son did like football academy, and there were different activities you could do, but that's all he did. My daughter, again, she's at that age where she's probably too cool to do stuff like that. Although they were catering for teenagers and everything, all the way up to like 16, I think. But she's too cool, too cool to do that. Got to sit on my tablet in the hotel room for 3 hours.
Oh,
you
right.
know?
Whereas my two were like integrating. Like it's weird how like kids just integrate themselves with other kids, regardless of language, no barriers.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe it's how they're brought up, because my kids don't. I remember when I was a kid, I didn't want to be, and this is, Christ, we're 22 minutes in. When I was a kid, I didn't want to be anywhere near my parents when we were on holiday. That was you know what I mean? I just wanted to go off and play and have fun. I didn't want to be sat around them. But no, mine are quite happy to make sure I'm in the pool playing, entertain them, keeping them entertained, and pester.
Yeah.
Or play with each other and then fight about it, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think every kid's different. But yeah, I'd love mine to go off and just do their own thing for a bit. But then, to be fair, I'm a big child myself. I like to get involved. I can't help it. I have to get involved. Anyway, I was going to ask you how you're doing, but given the fact we're 22 minutes in, should we save that for next time?
Yeah, that's enough fluff.
Yeah, that's enough fluff. Come on, then. Let's talk Xanadu. What's the latest? Talk to me, Goose.
Okay, so I think obviously Xanadu, I think these kind of like early release videos and things tends to be the kind of core platform features. And I think one of the biggest kind of shifts is that you don't see as much in this because a lot is becoming more kind of like store release orientated, I think.
Yes,
so you'll see more features throughout the year. You don't have to wait for the big showdowns for the 2 times, the major releases comes out. So this is just more about really, the kind of core platform feature capabilities and Now Assist, I think. Even though Now Assist is still in the store and you can, there's updates. But I think the main theme from what I've seen, I think this was Chuck's last one as well, wasn't it? I think there was a...
It is. We need to invite him on. We need to get him to do the A to Z game, man. We do.
We have to.
We need to arrange it. Yeah, go on.
But yeah, the general themes was around studio. I'm seeing the likes of Creator Studio in there as well. There was an update to the SDK. Do you remember us discussing that last time with Washington?
Yes. I've got something to mention about that, but yeah, go on.
Oh, lovely. And then a heap of Now Assist stuff. For example, analytics generation. So you can go in the Now Assist panel and say, I want to create a data visualization. And you start to type in, like, I want a bar chart for incidents. And it will say, okay, do you want to group it by anything? Yeah. Let's group it by category. Then you can add that to a dashboard, start to edit it as well.
Didn't we have that before? I'm sure we had that before in terms of report builder. You could go in and then type in what report you wanted.
I think not necessarily through Now Assist. I think maybe
not Now Assist. No, but you could go. I never tried it.
Yeah, I haven't gone too much into the platform analytics before. But I think it's fairly new, isn't it? I think the other stuff is around app generation. So you can create brand new apps through Now Assist as well. I think there's a lot more in there in terms of the governance around it, so that if it's creating stuff, it then forces you through this kind of like review process of things. So if it's creating brand new flows, if it's creating brand new catalog items through chatting to this Now Assist panel, then it's forcing you to review it before you're then publishing it and stuff, which is good. And then I think the biggest one for me is the Now Assist skill kit. So have you heard anything about this?
Nothing. It sounds nerdy.
Yeah. So you can create your Now Assist skills yourself. So what I mean by that is, for example, with summarization, it comes in a certain format. you have to deal with it. That's how it comes, right?
Right.
With this, you can create your own prompts. So you could say, like, right, I want you to act as a service desk analyst. I don't know if you've used like ChatGPT in the past, where you're like given this sort of do a prompt engineering, right? To tell it, this is how I want you to react to me. And you can say, right, when you're responding, I want you to give the incident priority. I want you to give it the short description. It needs to be in this format. So you can tell it exactly what you want it to do, which is great. And then you can choose where you want that to appear. So if it appear up in the panel, the Now Assist panel, or as a UI action on certain records. So you can click the button and it will do what you want it to do. So I haven't looked at the full capabilities of it, but in essence, it looks like you can then start to use the Now LLM to do other Now Assist skills. So I think this I can see partners getting involved with that a lot, like start to create their own kind of catalog of Now Assist capabilities and skills.
Yeah.
All sorts of fancy stuff.
But the thing, so let me just go back to the whole store and SDK thing.
Yeah.
So, again, don't quote me on this. Tell me what your thoughts are.
Yeah.
But with it being on the store, there's and we've mentioned this before. There's a challenge / frustration from a dev techie point of view that when we hear all this stuff that comes out and we go to our PDI and we can't get our hands on it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to mention so is the SDK available on PDIs? Because I started off this conversation by saying I haven't been on LinkedIn much, but I did see some hubbub around people were trying to install the new features on Xanadu on their PDI, but they couldn't get at it because it was a store app. And then there was someone from ServiceNow kind of going, yeah, we know, we're working with it. So they're trying to address it. But I think that might be the case. Surely that's the case with other stuff, right? The more they put on the store, it's great. I get what they're trying to do, but from a dev point of view and a consultant point of view, we want to get our hands on it so we can then go, oh, look at this, and we can talk about it. You know?
Yeah, and I think not just that, but I think the likes of like Demo Hub. So having like demoable data, real data, and scenarios and things like that, I think should be more accessible through the likes of the PDIs, where you can go through, some proper data. Otherwise, you're having to try and come up with it yourself, or as you're kind of playing with it. And
adds to the time, doesn't it? Adds to the time that you've got to put things together. But also, it's like I learn best when I break things. I want to get my hands under the hood and see what's what, break stuff. Go, that doesn't work. And get an understanding of how stuff's put together, right?
Yeah. And obviously, if you happen to work for a partner, I'm sure you do have a number of demo style instances available to you where you can then look at SDK or even Now Assist and stuff.
Yeah. But that's reliant on the partner, right? That's reliant on who you work for. Whereas the whole point of PDI is it's personal.
Yeah.
And it's something I can drive, right? You yourself, for me, a PDI is self-sufficient. It's something you can get and you can play with and you can do what you want with.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell with the Now Assist side of things that is more a restriction on, it's an expensive thing to run. So they can't just turn it on for everybody.
Oh,
so
I get with Now Assist, but other features as well. I'd just like them to consider a bit more. I'll say it, I understand what they're doing with the whole store. I get it, but I'd like them just to consider the little people that just want to get on and have a play, right, and get enthusiastic about it. Because that's where I came from. Is you're able to do things on the platform and just play around, right?
I guess to add to that as well, there was a few things that's come out, like the new. There's a new like layout and things for Studio, so ServiceNow Studio, but they've shown it, but it's not actually come out yet. We have to wait for the second version of Xanadu for us to be able to see.
Well, they've done that a few times, haven't they? It's like it's conceptual.
Yeah.
I guess it's not actually here just yet. It's conceptual, is what we're thinking, and I like that because you're getting a teaser of what's coming down. So I get that.
You're getting that early visibility, I guess. Yeah. So no, I think there was. That's pretty much it. There was a few other bits and bobs in there. which will be interesting. But clearly, there's still this massive shift towards Now Assist and app generation. So basically, creator workflows and Now Assist was the two major themes, really.
Yeah, I don't think that's not going anywhere soon, though, is it? It's always going to be an additional, a main feature in each release.
I found it interesting that they're still working on, Dev Studio as we kind of know it, I guess, and improving that. They haven't just given up on that and gone, right, no, everyone go down this kind of App Engine Studio route.
Yeah.
It's good that you still have that. I'm still questioning the amount of use cases we have for SDK and like Visual Studio IDEs. Is there enough traditional developers out there who actually get their hands on these things? I'm not sure.
I think so. And again, I will come back to the noise I've seen in LinkedIn in the limited time I've been on there in the last month. I remember seeing more noise about SDK IDE than I do about things like App Engine Studio. And I don't know whether that's just because personally I take more notice of those, or that's the reality. Do you see what I mean? You notice what you're interested in. But I have to be honest, I don't think, if I think back over the last 18 months, I don't think I can think of a requirement where I've gone, oh, that would have been useful.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? I don't think in the work that, and again, everyone's at different levels in their career and how they operate or what their skill set is. But I don't think, and maybe I'm missing a trick, but I can't think in the last 18 months, there's a place where I can go, that would have saved me some time or been really useful. Maybe I'm missing something as well.
Yeah. No, I'm in complete agreement with you there. I don't think I've come across too many examples where that's been the answer, or they have a like inbuilt team of devs where they really want to get involved in innovation, I guess, on ServiceNow. I think generally, custom apps and things like that are fairly rare, the conversations that you have around that. But I think as ServiceNow is kind of expanding to more and more use cases, and I've been involved in a few events recently where you're looking at that word again, hyper automation, and talking to different business areas to getting them on the platform, and it could accelerate that a little bit more, I guess.
Perhaps it's the polar opposites, isn't it? It's, on the one hand, you've got no code development, so they're pushing that, the whole Now Assist, and then the exact opposite is we'll do the SDK for all the Uber developers. Whereas we're probably just right of center. Do you see what I mean? Maybe it's right of center, perhaps. So we're not that catchment. I don't know. Maybe I'll get there.
Yeah.
What else have you found?
I haven't found too much else. Like I said, I need to get to grips with it and get a PDI and have a look and start to play with some of these.
What's your plan then for getting under the hood? You got any more? You got any videos coming up?
Do you know what? I'd love to do some videos. I think I'm so busy at the moment in the work that I'm doing in the AI space. I could see me getting involved a lot more with that, but probably more from a partner perspective rather than a personal channel perspective. It's starting to become my job a lot more, which is good. So I think, watch this space. There probably is going to be a lot more kind of content.
Yes, I'm going to be looking to get involved with. More events to see Jimmy D. More events. That's good. Yeah, I think I've got to set aside some time in the next couple of weeks. I'm going. I've got a long trip over to the US at the end of next week, so I might see. I'll do something on the plane. I've got 9 hours there to do something. I may as well. But yeah,
are you managing to find time now to be able to spend time on things like train? When's the last time you did a training course for like a CIS training or a
training? Well, for the client I'm working with, there's a raft of training we have to do all the time, but it's not ServiceNow specific. But at the minute, I've been, like I said before, I've been quite naughty. Since summer's hit, I've kind of taken my foot off the gas and just relaxed a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think when the kids go back to school, I'll get myself back on the LinkedIn front, which I haven't been on for a while, social media. And that's where a lot of I get not the learning from, but the channels to go down to learn. So I save a lot of posts from people I respect very much and go back and reread them. So I'll be doing that a lot more. And I'll go through the YouTube content that the guys, the dev advocates, are putting out. So I'll go through those. I don't think it'll be until the end of this month, if I'm being brutally honest, and that's fine for me because the client that I'm working with at the minute I don't think the upgrade to Xanadu is coming anytime soon.
Yeah.
So it's not an immediate requirement. You know what I mean? There's other things that are more pressing in my professional life, I suppose, at the minute. But we'll get there. But I, just talking to you and talking to other people in the industry, just will give me an insight on what's in there and whether I want to delve further. But yeah, it's all interesting times at the minute. All interesting.
Something to watch out for as well. I'm sure we'll put a link somewhere to the video in the description. When you watch through the Explore Xanadu Tech Now video, we've got a few of our old buddies on there as well featured. So a couple of our previous guests on the podcast, Jeremy Duncan.
Just hold that thought. Typical time for the postman to ring the doorbell. 1 second.
Oh, cut.
No, too late. He's ran off. Nah, don't bother cutting. Yeah, go on. So you've got
Jeremy Duncan. Yes, Jeremy Duncan made an appearance. Jace Benson was on it as well.
Really?
Yeah. Like I say, It's slightly different this time round. It was they're getting a lot more faces involved and like some of the people behind some of the innovations of the new features. Yeah, getting involved in like introducing their kind of sections or those in the community was
absolutely. People need to go and watch that then. Absolutely, it's two good names to learn from there. But yeah, no, you've just spurred me to go and have a look actually when we finish this call. But we also need to start getting guests in. We've been really bad at this, so we need to get Chuck in. We do.
Yes,
I want to see if he can thrash Lauren at the A to Z game. That's what I want to see.
He'll have them just imprinted on his head. It was just no.
Yeah, so we will. Yeah, there's a couple of people that are ready to come on, so we just need to sort that out. What else is coming up? What else has been announced as we wrap up? London Forum.
Yeah, I was literally about to say the same thing. It's in the not too distant future, isn't it? It's like October, isn't it? Usually
October. I think it's October.
Beginning of October.
No, it's the end of October. Wash your mouth out. The end of October. I think it's the 30th or 31st. More excitingly, though, let me just see if I can find this. Oh, no. See, there's someone I want to give someone a shout out. Right, there's a guy called Ed Hefford. So Ed, if no one knows Ed's from Tasmania, and it always makes me smile and happy actually to know that someone in the opposite side of it, you can't get more further away than where we are now.
Not really.
Listens to some of our crap. Or at least pretends they listen. That'll do me. But he mentioned on LinkedIn this morning, for someone that says they haven't been on here, I've noticed a few things, haven't I? That says that he's registered for his first big ServiceNow event after being in the ServiceNow environment for close to a decade. Months after chatting to me, we exchanged messages. He's just gone and done it. So he's booked the World Forum. I was like, oh, brilliant. Is that the London one? He's like, no, the Melbourne one. I thought it'd be London. I was like, yes. How fantastic would that be? To have sat and had a beer and talked about ServiceNow stuff. But no, maybe I should go to Melbourne.
Well,
maybe that's what I should do.
That's the answer, isn't it, really? If you're doing long-haul flights these days, you may as well.
Yeah, but that's coming up. Have you got a ticket?
Not yet.
That was diplomatic. Well done.
No, I think we may be doing something there. Is the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's not talk about that anymore. But
let's wait and see.
I've booked off time, so I've got a day off then. So I'm going to go. We'll have the London meetup, dev meetup will be either on the evening of it or the night before. We don't know yet. One of the two. So I'll be going to that. So I've got my ticket. Hopefully I've got my ticket. I can't remember. But yeah, I'll be going to that. I do like those events.
Rock up anyway.
No CreatorCon though this year, which is a bit annoying. No CreatorCon the day before. Don't know. There's some thought process there. Not sure what it is. Anyway.
That's it.
I struggle with that. My drink went down the wrong way a minute. Anything else to talk about while we're here?
I don't think so. I think both of us just been so incredibly busy. Like you say, summertime is really busy generally with kids and holidays and things going on. But yeah, I mean professionally as well, just absolutely hectic. Obviously, we need to, like you say, we'll get more we'll get more guests on. We want to trial our new game at some point as well with our guests.
Oh, we do. The Chuck one though, he has to do the A to Z game.
Yeah,
can't do the linear game. Yeah. But we do. Yeah, I've got a lineup of people ready to come on. Famila is definitely going to come on at some point. I've already mentioned that to her. It's just arranging time. And we say it all the time, but we should just crack on. We were so good last year.
I know.
We were so good. But we've just got to try and prioritise somehow. Maybe we should do it at the weekend. Nah, won't do the weekend. Got other stuff to do. Don't really want to talk to you on a Saturday and Sunday. Have to be honest. I like you. Not that much.
No. Fair play.
All right, and on that note...
Yep. On that sour note.
And on that sour note, I've been Russ.
And I've been James.
And this is the Service Ducks. That worked well.